The latest federal indictment against Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, exposing a web of alleged crimes that span over a decade. Federal prosecutors have laid out deeply disturbing claims, accusing Diddy of sexual abuse, violence, and manipulation. What was once seen as a successful music empire is now portrayed as a front for criminal activity, with the indictment painting Diddy's businesses as tools to enable his dark behavior. One of the most surprising revelations is that the federal investigation into Diddy's alleged conduct has been ongoing since 2008. Over 15 years of monitoring and gathering evidence culminated in the indictment, which portrays Diddy as engaging in violent and abusive behavior to maintain power and fulfill his desires. The case suggests that what began as a thriving entertainment brand evolved into a criminal enterprise designed to protect Diddy's public image while exploiting vulnerable women. This revelation has shaken the music industry, and if these allegations hold, it could forever tarnish his legacy. Central to the indictment are claims that Diddy used his influence to coerce women into sexual acts. Prosecutors allege that women were subjected to physical force, emotional manipulation, and drugs to ensure compliance. The details paint a harrowing picture of exploitation, with Diddy allegedly using his wealth and power to trap women in abusive situations for his gratification. While his public persona as a successful mogul captivated audiences, prosecutors argue it masked his more sinister tendencies. Perhaps the most damaging allegation is that Diddy's business, Combs Enterprises, functioned as a criminal organization. Prosecutors claim that beyond generating wealth, his businesses were used to facilitate sex trafficking, cover up abuse, and protect his reputation. These allegations reshape the perception of his empire, once seen as a symbol of success, into something much darker, a machine built to exploit and control women over many years. The indictment further claims that Diddy ran a sophisticated sex trafficking operation from 2009 to 2018. Prosecutors allege that Diddy and his associates used private settings like hotels and residences to host these exploitative gatherings. According to the documents, Diddy would lure women under false pretenses of romantic relationships or career advancement. Once inside, they were allegedly coerced into participating in notorious freak-off parties, events that reportedly became synonymous with abuse and depravity. These freak-off parties are a central element of the charges against Diddy. The indictment describes them as multi-day affairs, fueled by drugs like cocaine, ketamine, and ecstasy. The women involved were allegedly drugged to ensure compliance, often without their consent, while Diddy directed the events from behind the scenes. In some cases, the parties were reportedly recorded, adding another layer of violation. The graphic details paint a horrifying image of a man using his power to orchestrate elaborate, abusive gatherings. The physical toll on the women allegedly involved in these parties was severe. The indictment details instances of violence that led to injuries requiring days or weeks to heal. In some cases, the abuse was so extreme that medical attention was needed. Diddy is accused of providing IV fluids to himself and others after these drug-fueled parties, underscoring the dangerous environment created under his direction. But the charges against Diddy don't stop at sexual exploitation. The indictment also includes allegations of arson and kidnapping, expanding the scope of his alleged criminal behavior. One incident from 2011 involves Diddy and an accomplice allegedly kidnapping an individual at gunpoint to force him to assist in a break-in. Later, Diddy's associates reportedly found this individual's car, destroyed it, and set it on fire with a Molotov cocktail. This accusation is particularly alarming as it mirrors claims made by singer Cassie in her 2023 lawsuit, where she alleged that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, an event that was confirmed by Cudi's team. The overlap between Cassie's lawsuit and the federal indictment adds credibility to these troubling claims. Allegations of witness tampering add another layer of complexity to the case. Prosecutors claim that Diddy used his influence and employees to silence witnesses and victims, pressuring them to change their stories or downplay the severity of the abuse. The indictment outlines a calculated effort to control the narrative, with Diddy allegedly reaching out to witnesses, sometimes through intermediaries, to shape their testimonies in his favor. This pattern of intimidation, if proven, highlights the extent of his alleged attempts to avoid accountability for his actions. Despite the mountain of allegations in the indictment, federal prosecutors have indicated that the investigation is far from over. The memo reveals that the information made public so far is only a fraction of what is known, with many details still withheld. This means even more disturbing revelations could come to light as the investigation continues. The fact that the investigation has been ongoing since 2008 and is still only scratching the surface raises troubling questions about how deep this criminal enterprise might go and how many people could be implicated. For now, the indictment presents a grim portrait of Sean Diddy Combs, a man long seen as a titan in the music industry. If the allegations are proven, Diddy's career could be over, and he could go down as one of the most disgraced figures in entertainment history. The fallout from these revelations will likely be felt for years as more victims come forward and the full scope of his actions comes to light. As the investigation progresses, the world will be watching to see if justice is served.